Hey guys, Mark from parkflyers.com. Today we're looking at the brand new Maxx Ultimate. This retails for $899.99. It just came out and is basically an upgraded version of the Maxx. Traxxas basically gave you a lot of value here. They added aluminum parts on all the corners, carriers, all have that chamfered aluminum part now. It's a new part number. They look a lot better than the old ones where they chamfer the edges. It just gives it a beautiful two-tone look. No matter what color you get, there's always going to be that two-tone look. Looks very expensive. The tolerances on these parts are much better than anything you can get from any other company, including GPM. I hate to say that, even though GPM makes a lot of nice parts. The quality on the Traxxas aluminum parts are top notch. And trust me, I deal with a lot of parts. I'm very into fit and finish, and the fit and finish on these parts are the best. One part that I want to highlight, the motor cover. This is aluminum, especially we upgraded the motor. You definitely want to put this in the car. Even if you have a regular Maxx, you want to put that in because you need that contact point with a really nice firm anchor. This usually screws into plastic. That is a no-no, especially when you're adding a motor like this. So yeah, that's one of the things you always want to have on every Maxx. Now for this car, the customer wanted to have more bottom end grunt, more power, all over the power band, but he didn't want to lose his Traxxas-ness. He didn't want to lose the ability to put on the light set, which we put on. He didn't want to lose his telemetry. He didn't want to lose that, that synergy that Traxxas has with all their products. So we took a motor that's the same motor from the Sledge or the UDR or the Maxx Slash. It's their 2200 kV motor, very high torque, a lot thicker and bigger can than the stock motor. And we paired it up with a VXL 8S speed control. Now the cool thing about Traxxas is they actually make all their speed controls for these cars all the same size. They have the same footprint. So the 8S will go where the 4S went. And it's also the same as the 6S. They have the same screw holes, same mounting points. And it's incredible how they really thought of that. So if you want to upgrade your Maxx, instead of buying like a Castle Creations, you have to add connectors and have all that hassle. Then you lose all the telemetry, all that, all the features that you have in the Traxxas app. Just keep it all Traxxas. Put the VXL 8S, put the Sledge motor in it, and now you have a ton of power here. On 4S, this thing is a rocket ship. It'll wheelie in any part of the power band. So whenever you want to pull that wheelie, it just pulls right up. It's also easier to hold the wheelie, and the car runs a lot cooler. This motor is a lot more efficient than the standard motor, and again, it's a lot more torque. Because the motor has so much torque and power, we just maxed out the gearing to the biggest gears that will go in here. 26 pinion Robinson Racing, and we put a steel spur gear 46. So that combo, the pin goes in the C-hole, and you just put the motor down, and it's great. We were surprised that on the Ultimate, they do include the pot metal pinion and spur. It is not the steel ones like on some of their Ultimate cars, but no problem. We actually just added those for the customer. So now this has a steel spur gear, and like we said, it's the Lighten 26 tooth Robinson Racing pinion, which we really like a lot. We think it's great. It's got good cuts on it. Now, because we added all that power, we actually wanted to take care of the handling, and we did that by making the car a little bit wider, by adding the Badlands wheels and tires. Not only is this one of my favorite tires for the Maxx, but when you do the 1/2 inch offset, this car actually is a 1/2 inch wider than a regular Maxx. It gives it a wider stance, makes it more stable under power. Less likely to flip when you're turning the car. It is a big difference. You do notice it. And if you're going to upgrade your power, I recommend widening your stance and going with that tire. It's beautiful on 4S, and it's really a beautiful tire. Very grippy rubber on this tire. Just a beautiful tire. They last a long time. They're made very well. Good foams in them, and it actually looks really nice too. It's a bigger wheel than the stock wheel, so the actual wheel itself it's a little bit lower profile, and the contact patch is a little bit flatter and wider as well. So you're getting all that, and it just makes a much more cohesive package when you're adding all that power. The other thing we did is we added the M2C. It's the shock upgrade kit for this, and basically it comes with aluminum caps, which is an emulsion-based cap instead of the bladder like the stock. You have bleeding screw holes on the top. It does come with a Delrin piston with a rubber ring on it. It's very, very smooth. Now, for this type of shock and the piston, on the rear of the car, we felt like we wanted to go with 70 weight. It just was better. We kept the 50 weight in the front, and the car is really nice and balanced. Now, usually we actually add shock lifters to the back of the Maxx, all the projects that we do now, and we actually added it, but it didn't work. And the reason why it didn't work is that the diff cups are now steel. They're upgraded diff cups. They're much more durable than the stock Maxx diff cups. However, they're longer and they're made different. So when you have more droop in the car, you add those little shock lifters, you add more droop. There's rubbing and there's friction, so you can't put that on the Maxx Ultimate, the shock lifters. So we're going to have to think of something else to lift the car up, but right now we just adjusted it for the customer to drive better. You're obviously going to use the inner holes on the bottom mounting point, and you're going to crank down the springs, and then you're going to add 70 weight oil. It's fine. It drives great, and there's no problem with it. All right, guys, so I had to make a quick addendum to the video. At the end of the day, we need to actually add a longer spring to the rear of the car. All that weight in the back and the way the car sits, even with the way that we set it up before, it's going to still sag. So we're going with a sledge spring. It's longer than the Maxx spring, and it's also rated at 1.6 pounds, so it's really stiff. It's 85 millimeters in length, so it's taller, and it's going to go right in the rear shock. It's going to fit perfect. It's just going to hold the rear of the car up, and it's going to make it handle a lot better. 9657 is the item number from Traxxas. We're going to put the link below, and we're going to add this to the car so the customer has the best experience possible. All right? Now, the customer asked me to put the best servo that I knew of in this car, and that's going to be the Perfect Pass servo. It's 80 kg. It's a lot of power. It's $180, and it basically, the case of it has the same ears as a regular Traxxas servo. It fits right in there. There's no cutting, and it really is amazing. It's the same servo that you can use for the X-Maxx or the XRT. It'll fit in this car. It is overkill, but it centers so well. It's so fast and smooth, and it's really the best servo I know of that you could put in this car. The stock servo did not need to be changed, but again, you have to listen to your customers. Otherwise, you're not going to be in business. So we put that in. Just be careful when you're getting this and putting it in the car. You have to make sure you want to center it properly before you button everything up. You don't want to have this being off center and then turning it on and then cranking one way hard. You don't want to damage that servo. The other thing that we noticed is when we hooked the car up and we centered everything, the car's endpoints were different left to right. So we went in the Traxxas app. Luckily, the Ultimate comes with the Bluetooth module. We went into the Traxxas app. We added 20% to the right, and basically it was even. So you definitely want to go in the app if you get this car. Play with your endpoints to make sure left and right steering are even. The other thing we noticed is that it came with the brakes on 100%. A car this powerful, you're going really fast, you hit the brakes, it will do an end over and you'll scratch the body. It's just annoying. The car doesn't need to be at 100%. It needs to be at 90. The reason why Traxxas puts it at 100 is that flip function that you should never use, by the way. It only works when the car's on 100%. Do not put the brakes on 100%. You're going to destroy your gears and you're going to do endovers. It's not going to be good. So like I said, putting it on 90% also saves the gears because it's softer on the drivetrain when you hit the brakes. At 100%, it just jolts. And if you keep jolting it hundreds of times, eventually the pinion and spur are going to start to soften up and you're going to have damage. So don't do that and you'll be fine. Customer wanted the 6700 Traxxas battery. It's perfect in there. We use the Hot Racing Velcro strap system. It's a little bit cleaner. People like it better than the plastic hold down. It never really comes loose. It holds the battery down really tight. And it doesn't matter which battery you put in there, whatever size between switching. You don't have to really put any foam blocks in there. If you use like a smaller battery, it's not going to be a problem either. Now this car, because it has this motor and speed control system, you can run this on 6S. On 6S, this is going to run like a bat out of hell. It's going to be wild and almost uncontrollable. If you're into that sort of thing, it'll run on 6S and it will not break a sweat. This motor and speed control was designed for much heavier cars, and it's overspec this car. So consider this an ultimate overspec. Well, maybe that's what we'll call the video because everything is completely overspec. From the motor, the speed control, the servo, the shocks, everything is overspec on this. And we think it's a really special ultimate. The customer has directed us that there is no limits. So we basically just did and he wanted to use all the Traxxas components. So we basically did this and we love it. We took it for a drive. Basically, you're going to be doing wheelies in any part of the power band. You could hold a wheelie on command much longer. It's just brute force, totally controllable, really flickable because of the wide stance in these tires now. And also want to mention that the new Maxx Ultimate bodies, they're absolutely beautiful. It's the nicest body that Traxxas ever did for a Maxx. I think they look great. They come in blue and green, and they're beautiful. I'm surprised how many Maxx Ultimates we're selling. I was uncomfortable with the price. I didn't think it would sit well with too many people. I hope it is going to be good long term. I just want to remind Traxxas not to raise the price on the regular Maxx. People like that under $600 price with the motor and everything that it comes with. It's actually the perfect car, and we hope they don't ruin that recipe, even though, you know, the Ultimate will appeal to some people, but a lot of people, it's a little too much. But anyway, this customer basically let us do what we wanted to the car. We think it came out great. I took this out for a quick drive because I have to test everything that I put together. And I was blown away by the sheer power of this, and just the way it felt with the widened stance. It just really feels like a little bit more special of a car. If you have the desire to do this, you want to call me, we can set one up for you, no problem. We ship cars all over the country and now all over the world. So you can call 1-800-470-ASK for Mark. We'll help you set one of these up. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us on this video. Please share, like, and subscribe. Please comment below. And if you're going to make comments, try to be nice. But we like freedom of speech, so say whatever you want, but just be nice. All right, have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.